Morning. It's 8 o'clock on a Thursday. Glad you're with us for second cup. In some cases, it's a third cup, and that's okay. It's almost Friday. We're right there. Take that deep breath because you deserve it. It's been a week, huh?
Yeah.
Happy Pi Day, 314.
How about that?
3.14 today. How many numbers does pi actually have, Peter?
3.14.
The biggest question that I could ever imagine. How many decimal points does pi include?
How much pie could I eat if you gave me one? That's my bigger question.
What's the formula? Cherry pie r squared. No.
No, it's pumpkin pie. You silly goose. No, I don't know what.
No, do you know what there's a specific formula for, like, is it
A diameter, a radius,
I don't
pi
know.
r squared.
Pi r squared, cherry pie r2?
Why are you saying cherry pie?
Because I think there's a c. C equals
Oh, circumference.
thank you. Circumference is
What are you
pi
talking
r
about?
squared, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, apple pie is
Apple-
delicious. Right.
Apple is pi r squared, right?
Yes. Thank you. Johnny Boy Marrero coming through
I've
with
never-
that clutch math knowledge.
I've never heard that before.
Well, then you are not smart.
Who knew what you were actually saying though?
John did.
Well, I knew you were trying to. Oh God, these cups, Ed.
What? Oh, I know. These cheap Amazon cups.
So every time you fill your coffee mug with something warm, the bottom falls off. Why?
Because these mugs are crap. Let's just face the facts here. I don't really know.
It is the worst.
I don't understand why they would make it that way. Like,
Agreed.
isn't the whole point to, why would you want a coaster? Like, this isn't ugly, first of all.
Well, also, like, if you're gonna have this thing so it comes off, give me like a thing I can turn,
Right.
so it stays on.
It's kind of like a flower pot. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe something
Yes.
comes out of the bottom and you just dump it out. I don't know.
Stupid.
Peter, thank you very much. I'm giving Ed lots of credit since he hates math. 100% A
God.
for effort.
When I went back to school, I had to take the GMAT.
What is that?
It's like one of those tests, like the GRE. It's a
Okay.
GMAT. It's
Mhm.
like one of those tests that you have to take to get, into whatever program. And the math was like, oh my God, I hadn't touched it in
I would be screwed,
easily
Katie.
like 10 years.
Yeah, no, it would not be good.
I mean, I was literally writing out the circumference of a circle, how to do the area of a circle. I didn't remember like any of it.
I'm fairly certain that Mrs. Spiegel, God bless her, I don't know where she is right now or what she's doing, but
But she's cursing your name somewhere.
Nope. She was one of my favorite teachers in the entire world because she was so patient with me. I could not do it.
I totally pictured her being like, oh, Dranch.
Oh, she was the best. She had this great voice. Like, it was like a very, like, how do I explain it? It was like very shrill New York, and I loved it. But anyway, Melly, good morning to you. Congratulations to Austin.
How cute.
Our son's being inducted into the National Junior Honor Society today. Melly, send us pictures. We'd love to share that with everyone too. All of the good news that happens in our community, we love giving a voice to people in our community about that
Yeah,
stuff.
if you guys ever see good stuff, or you have cool stuff happen to your family, shoot some pictures and send them to us. And we'll put them on the news.
Let's go, Brandon. Oh, great. I can't believe I just said that. You're going to find me on YouTube somewhere. God help me. Dear Lord.
And his helpful co-anchor just laughing beside him. Oh, dear.
For crying out loud.
Hold the coffee cup with two hands without sipping. Straighten your papers. I sipped.
I have so much to say right now. I have so much to say. Not because of like anything politically, but I just don't want to be the one who has to like take the brunt of it.
Sorry.
God.
I didn't notice. It's funny though.
Well, tomorrow's Friday, so thank God for small miracles. And if
Oh, that's funny.
in my speechless no, I've just got so many four-letter words that I want to say that I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying.
Like darn. Oh,
Right.
darn.
Thank you. Exactly, Marguerite. Thank you very much. Okay, well, let's move on.
Has
Jeanette,
anyone gone to Les Mis? I've heard wonderful things about it.
You have to be in your seat on time, if not early, because they are Stop.
I'm sorry. It's
It's
funny.
so
I'm sorry.
bad.
I'm sorry.
God.
It's funny. You do have to be in your seat ahead of time. Did you see that Chase posted that if you don't, and it's like a big opening number for Les Mis and kind of gets you right into the show. So you have to be in your seat like before the show, or you can't get in for 14 minutes. Then I saw somebody commented on that post that like a ton of people came in at that mark. There's nothing worse. I'd be so mad.
No, and you know what happens? That's typically how it works on Broadway. Also, like when you go to a New York City show, you're not walking through aisles while the show's already started. They keep you out. They are dead serious about that too.
Wouldn't you be so disappointed too if that was like you were trying to get to the show and something happened, you were late?
It happened to me once.
I've never been late, so I can't relate.
The trains in New York City, and I think we had misunderstood what time the show actually started, so we were a little bit late for the show. We missed the first part of it. I was very, very upset.
What show?
I think Chicago, and I think it led to a huge fight in my family.
You know how you can remember those?
Oh,
huge
yeah.
fights.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Remember those ones from growing up where you're like, we'll never forget that.
And you know me, typically whatever comes to my mind comes right out of my mouth. So it happens.
You missed my I'm never late comment.
Well, I was going to let it go, but Anita says, I get it. Just be on time. Sandra says, be there on time. I don't take kindly to blocking my play. Shirley says, I used to usher at Chase and they were really strict about certain things. Well, this is one of them. Do you want to talk about being late?
I was late this morning. Well, I overslept.
Let's tell everyone what happened here. Let me give you the backstory.
Go ahead.
Every morning, Katie and I have a conversation about 3:10, 3:20. It all really depends. Normally, it's like, I'm so tired. Let's make this day happen. Or I can't wait for my nap. What color are you wearing? So I didn't get a text message from Katie this morning at the normal time. So I texted her. I'm like, what color? No answer. I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting dressed now. So I'm going to wear pink because I think you mentioned pink a couple of days ago.
I did.
No answer. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she doesn't have her phone near her, whatever. No big deal. She'll see it and it'll be a thing. If we don't match, don't worry about it, Ed. Wasn't me, Jeff. She mentioned it. Then I get to...
This is the first time, though. You guys did throw me the first times during the show today. Go ahead. Then you get to work.
Then I get to work, and Katie's not here.
And
I was off yesterday, so I'm kind of out of the loop. And I get to work. Her car's not in the parking lot, so I walk into work, and I'm like, where's Katie? And everyone's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, God, she's really not off. She's really late. I'm like, this is not like Katie. So I call her, no answer. I'm like, okay, if she's dead, I'm panicking now. And then I call her again, and you finally answer. You go, hello. So funny. And then she goes, oh God. And then tell her what Paul says.
So this happens to everybody on the shift.
Right.
Like,
it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
We have all overslept. Now, 4 o'clock in the morning is an hour and 15 minutes after my alarm goes off. So I went and looked at my Fitbit little tracker. You can see me wake, because I remembered I woke up to my alarm. You can see me wake up at 2:45 and fall asleep at 2:47. And then I was asleep until Ed called me at 4 o'clock. So I just got a nice solid hour and 15 minutes of sleep. I don't know what happened. I must have pushed the wrong button, or I don't know, just turned the alarm off. I don't know. But so I wake up and I'm like, okay, I get off the phone with him. And I just go to Paul, it's 4 o'clock. And he just says a 4-letter word.
He goes, oh,
not the bad 4-letter word, like a medium 4-letter word. Shoot, let's say.
and
And then he rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Must be nice.
Oh, and I'm like running. Oh my God.
See, exactly, Peter. Yes.
Yeah, you called me. John called me. You called me. I guess I didn't realize till that. I think he was calling me while you were calling me.
It turns out that John gave Erin, our overnight editor, a wake-up call as well.
Really? Boy, it must have been something in the air.
Do you know what it is? I can tell you exactly what it is. It is daylight savings time.
You know what? Honestly, because my naps have been so thrown out, I usually am up by 3:15, 3:30 at the latest.
And that's exactly what Charlene is saying. It's the hour you lost.
And now I just I found it last night. And then I slept so much later than I usually do yesterday. I had stuff to do after work. So I don't know.
So everyone's saying that they hate starting the day off that way. Howard says trouble is once you start late, you're late for the whole day. Time change for sure. Medium 4-letter word.
Did I say that was a medium word?
And so here's what Diane says. It's now dark in the morning. I don't want to get up.
I mean, I was, I hate it. Honestly, it wasn't that bad because at least it was just 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
There have been days when you wake up and it's like 4:30 or something like that. And you're like, no, I am,
Well, remember that when I got into a car crash last February, when I came to work, I was
Yeah.
like, it was
which
4:30,
I
and
was
I'm like,
why are you coming to work?
I didn't know what else to do.
I know. Then you came into the 6 and you did the 6 and you were like,
Frazzled.
talk about moving your papers around nonsense. You were all over the place. I was like,
I don't know what I was doing here.
concussed. I don't know.
Really, it was not a good car crash either. Kim says, good morning. The weather outside's so nice. I feel great. Ready to get
Yes.
outside. Yeah. First half of the day is what Aaron is saying is going to be the better part. So get out there and enjoy. Here, take a look at what it looks like right now.
Yeah, he said sunglasses for the first half.
But look,
It's 62 out there.
a Sunday though, the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Okay, I like that the
on
rain is
Delaware.
going away.
Me too. But Saturday looks like the better day for sure in terms of the temperature.
Can we just come on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Get it together.
Snow in some cases.
Let's go outside after second cup just for a second, just
Okay.
to feel how it feels.
Connie says we need the time change to stop. Yeah, right there with you, girl. Okay, briefly, I just want to give you an update on my story because I know somebody mentioned it here, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page because we've been talking about it for so long. Carol says, great story about the dentist. Thank you, Carol. So here's the update. State senators, some state senators and assembly people are calling now for an investigation, a full investigation into this dentist, a direct result of our 7 News I-Team investigation about this dentist mistreating a pregnant patient.
Okay, and you talked to Senator Gallivan yesterday.
Correct? Yeah.
Because he's on what committee?
He's the ranking member on the Senate Health Committee.
So here's my question. When you talk to these state leaders, had they known about it? Was he on their radar?
No.
Not on the radar.
And so when I reached out and said, hey, I just did a story, you're the ranking member on the Senate Health Committee, I'm sure that we've got a response to this. He in fact did. And Assemblyman DiPietro did the same thing. The reality is these are the people that we now have to empower to take a hard look at how some of our state regulations and oversight bodies are working. So it's kind of like that check and balance.
Here's my other question, though. Isn't there a check and balance within the medical community? Like, where is that?
In terms of what?
Like, if my doctor has some sort of malpractice issue or this and this and this, whatever, who's keeping an eye on that? Is it lawmakers? Or shouldn't there be some sort of regulatory?
Well, there is. So it's the State Office of Professions in this case, and it's run by the State Education Department.
But there's no dental oversight?
There's like a dentist, not like, there's probably like a peer review board.
Yeah.
But you would have to be part of that to have your stuff peer reviewed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a little scary, you know?
So in this case, the State Education Department issues the license, and the Board of Regents is the one that would take action against the dentist one way or another. It is impossible. I have reached out time and time again to even see how come they were letting him practice in the first place, giving him that stayed suspension instead of suspending him altogether, and they do not respond to that.
This is what I'm thinking, Anita. I'm on the same lines as you. Like the licensing body should have checks and balances because, like, don't you have to renew your license and keep everything current, whatever? There should be.
Well, and so if you read the story, the original story, he had a state suspension, a state license suspension for admitting to failing to do that continuing education coursework. So even if there is, I mean, it's the lawmaker who really does need to check the state executive branch, the Office of the Professions. And now here we are, we're doing just that.
Diane says complaints on any doctor should be public. Why should the customer have to be subjected, to stuff like that?
Well, and that's one of those things that I think is going to be the future of this investigation, because right now, as it is, unless, right, exactly,
Shirley, you are so right.
Unless the Board of Regents takes action, disciplinary action against that profession or against that professional, all of that stuff is kept secret. So you have no idea how many complaints there might be leading up to that dentist's suspension, which I think is unbelievable, really, just like Diane. Our boy Johnny Marrero just dropped in the link, a link to the update about the lawmakers calling for an investigation in the comments. So if you want to check it out for yourself and see what they have to say, or watch that full investigation, you can do so on WKBW.com.
Well, Ed's going to stay on top of this guy.
Yeah. Thankfully, the assistant came forward, or it probably keep happening. Right. That's the point.
Right.
Right. And that's what I kept saying to people who are watching this. The woman who came forward, her name is Carrie. And for lack of a better term, and it just sounds so like superfluous, I guess, she's a hero. The reality is, if not for this recording, it would have been a he said, she said, and she did something that was so bold and unbelievable, really. I mean, like, that's scary to take on a dentist like that.
Lauren said it's so scary. You have to worry about this stuff. You can't trust doctors and dentists.
Yeah.
And he says, thank you for bringing this to light. Very good.
So anyway, it's all on WKBW.com.
Love it. Oh, let's talk about Frontier.
Okay.
Question for you guys when you fly. Let's start with this. What seat do you take? Let's say you had the choice of seats.
Yes.
What are you picking?
Window.
Me too. Why?
Because I really enjoy like that bird's eye view perspective. I love looking at things from like that 30,000 view, literally.
Yeah.
I love seeing what's under me.
Same. I like to look out the window, and I also like to wipe it down with my germ cleanser thing, and then I like to take a nap on it. Obviously, I think we all hate the middle seat. Frontier is now offering an option for some flights. It depends on the time of year.
It's literally for a month, I think.
Yeah, it's not. Maybe it's a trial thing.
It's April like 10th to the end of the month.
It's April, basically. But you can pay to have the middle seat stay empty. It's like $50. What do you think? Worth it? It wouldn't be bad if like you had the window, Russ had the aisle. You both paid $25 to keep the middle seat empty.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're probably right. Although knowing Russ would sit right next to me. And...
Oh my God, Paul's the same way. And then I always end up in the middle seat.
Right.
Because he's way bigger than I am. And like, he's never going to sit in the middle. So he's like, let's sit together. I'm like,
right.
Oh no.
I just want to sit here and read my book. He's like, why are you reading?
And
Let's
then he
watch
like
a
puts his
movie."
arm on the arm seat. And I'm like,
Jenna says it's worth it if you had two people
yeah.
and keep the middle row empty. Linda says it's so worth it. My mom, good morning, Jan. She says the window, don't want to get up for bathroom users. She wants them to get up for her.
See, a lot of people like the aisle, but I'm not an aisle person. I like the window.
I don't mind the aisle either. I mean, I just don't want the middle, to be honest with you. I'm not paying for. I don't mind the aisle because you get to see everything that's going on. Like you get to stick your head out and like
Yeah.
look forward and back and see when the cart's coming.
The aisle's okay. I like the window.
Lauren says Brian would do the same thing, Ed. He would smash right next to me.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
I mean, I love Russell, but I would also like.
You're a little bit of space.
Yeah, because you know what he does? Russ is a spreader. Is Paul. Do you know what I mean by that? Russ will take up the armrest on my side and his side.
Oh.
And I'm like,
rude, Russ. Yeah, I just always feel like I get stuck in the middle. Jeanette says, are you married to nervous flyers? They need a hand to hold.
I love flying, to be honest with
really
you.
bother me. Yeah.
Oh, Debbie. That's cute.
That is so cute.
Do you want to talk about that movie you're watching?
No, I'll talk about it after I finish it.
Okay.
We're watching a movie about dogs. It's not that exciting.
Barbara says, I'd read the fine print on if they can actually keep middle seat empty. Overbooked, weather delay, etc. Don't trust it. That's actually a really good point.
God, there's nothing worse than getting on a flight that's overbooked. And then they're like, I'm sorry, we had to bump you.
Gosh, Kathleen, good morning to you. Thank you for sharing your story. So important to uplift this voice here. Dr. Charlap, she says, messed up a family member's tooth replacement, kept falling out. Another dentist finally repaired it correctly.
Yikes.
Well, I don't think you're alone here, Kathleen.
I got to tell you, too, I have a thing with teeth. So watching your story, while I enjoyed watching it, also made my stomach turn.
What about teeth?
I don't know, just something about it. They bother me.
Is it like the teeth cleaning, like the sound of the instruments or something?
No, I don't really like that either. But like little kids' teeth falling out, I'm like, whoa. I used to teach swimming, and they all figured out it creeped me out. So they'd wiggle all their teeth in front of me, and I was like, oh my God, kids. They're all like a whole bunch of little ads, like, Miss Katie,
Right,
look.
exactly.
Miss Katie, look. And one lost his tooth in the pool.
Oh,
He's like, Miss Katie, I lost my tooth in the pool. I was like,
Go find
Ew.
it.
And he's like, can we find it? And I was like, I don't think so.
Surface
Where
dive.
are we gonna find it?
Go, go,
Go tell
go.
your parents. I don't know.
Can anyone tell me, Sandra says, when the story first aired? So are you talking about the dentist story, Sandra? It was Tuesday night at 6 that it first aired, and we can drop a link in the comments to the original story as well, John, if you wouldn't mind. That way we can link you right to the story.
Yeah, Lauren says teeth, the same thing to her. Like you had one shot in your story. I can tell you where it is. It was like, there's like like it was like the tooth. I don't know. I was like, I saw that shot a couple times. I feel like because you were using it as and I was just like, I can't with that shot.
It was only once, I promise, because
Sure.
I knew.
Not the file. Not the file. It was another. It was.
Oh
like
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like the Novocaine.
I don't know what it was. I saw it and looked away.
Oh! Was it when the dentist was actually
It was like
doing
a
it?
tooth thing. I don't know what it was. I'll show
Okay.
it to you. I'll point it out and be like, it was there.
The eye tooth is what Lauren says. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah, was it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
when
that's
they
what
were
it was.
cleaning it.
Yeah. I don't know
Oh,
what.
yeah.
That's
My
what
mom
it is.
and your mom have our baby teeth.
Did my mom say that? Is she
Yeah,
here today?
She said
Oh,
that
yeah.
she still has some of your baby teeth. Bob, good morning to you, Bob. Bob, did somebody pee in your Cheerios this morning?
I don't
Did
know.
somebody make you really upset?
What's he talking about?
I don't really know, but gosh,
Yes.
she's angry.
Aaron Phillips is right. That's what I'm talking about, like the black tooth thing.
Yes,
Mhm. It
I
was
saw
good.
that one too. Lauren, my mom gave me my baby teeth and I threw them right in the garbage. Why?
I don't think I want them. That's one of those things that are going to have to go goodbye.
You're going to want to sink your teeth into my barbecue, Parker's Pit says.
Parker's Pit, I got to tell you, those videos you're posting, those ribs are falling off the bones.
Okay, can you give us an idea? Where exactly is Parker's Pit?
It's the new restaurant is right near the Niagara Falls Airport.
Okay, I'm just going to Google really quick. So is this the one on Ridge Road in Middleport? Is that the new one?
No, I don't think so. Isn't it right near the airport? Isn't it on Parker's Pit? Tell us.
Ooh, this Sunday.
Wait, let me see. Let me look at the map.
Oh, 10158 Niagara Falls Boulevard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's on the boulevard.
Okay, listen to what they've got going. And I hope this is Mark who's actually speaking for Parker's Pit.
It probably is.
Okay. Our barbecue Sunday, the mac and cheese with pulled pork coleslaw with original sauce drizzled on top of the cherry tomatoes. So much fun to eat. It kind of almost looks like at the top like a shamrock shake, but it's definitely not.
Yes, Jeff Baker, the old place by the airport. The old Como by the airport. The old Como restaurant. That's what it is.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That makes sense.
I mean, the videos you guys are posting, I'm like, ugh, stupid Weight Watchers.
Did you see what this picture looks like? It kind of doesn't it look like an ice cream sundae or
What?
something?
Get out of town.
That's so cool. I wish. Can I share my screen, John? Okay, let me just see if I can do it because it looks really good.
A barbecue Sunday.
Ooh.
That's what he calls it. He says it's his barbecue Sunday.
Okay, are you able to see? There it is. Isn't that pretty cool?
So it's mac and cheese, then the beef, then coleslaw, then barbecue sauce, and a cherry tomato.
Yeah, it looks like an ice cream sundae.
Can you control this now or no?
Yeah.
Can you pull up the ribs?
Where's that? Is it
I
down
don't know.
here?
Go to. Oh, that looks good. What's that? Keep going. Maybe Mark just sent the video. Oh, look
That
at
looks
that.
really good. Is that brisket? I love brisket.
Keep going. He sent this video the other
Ooh,
day.
nachos. Ooh.
Like yum.
Now, Mark, do you compete with Southern Junction? Like, how are you guys similar or different to Southern Junction? Have you ever had Southern
Well, I
Junction?
also feel like they're pretty far away from each other too.
Yes, fair.
Okay, maybe Mark just sent me the video. I'll show it to you later. You're gonna die. The ribs are literally falling off the bone. It looks so good.
I love barbecue. There is something very like warm and comfortable about barbecue, don't you think?
Yeah, and then you're so full after.
Right. Oh my gosh,
We
we gotta go.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye,
great
guys.
day.